BattleBots 2023 has come to a close, and it has been awesome. Possibly even my favourite series ever. Now, there has been lots of great, okay, bad, and terrible fights along the way, but mostly the great section. So, it's going to be quite hard to list my top 10 favourite fights, so don't go berserk at me in the comments if you don't agree with my opinion. Okay, let's get cracking. So number 10 is quite an underrated fight. It's free shipping versus Gigabyte. It's really showed what free shipping could do, but Gigabyte did also land some good hits in there towards the start. But the real talking point is Gigabyte turning into Spinning Top. That was quite funny, and I enjoyed this fight. Yes, Beat is my favourite robot, but without being biased, this fight is really great, one of the best this series. John Reed is a master of making fights with lots of control aspect in it, really fun and entertaining. He slammed Bloodsport around everywhere and really went to town on them and showed how good of a driver he really is. And it's just very fast-paced and action-packed. And we did see some great moments as well in this fight. So this one, incredibly enjoyable. Every time I think Lockjaw, design-wise, might be getting a bit old, they pull something like this out of the bag. Donald Huston showed how good Lockjaw can be. Please took this fight to Madcatter and had this lovely moment here of good driving. This fight was somewhat even until Lockjaw just took it, and wow, they took it well. Oh dear, it's a controversial one. Here was Riptide vs Captain Shrederator. It had entertainment, it had controversy, it had great big hits and crazy destruction. Yes, it's one-sided, but I mean, you can't lie. This was very, very entertaining. And the controversy just makes it better, because there's a big debate about it. So yeah, this hit here was just wonderful. Lovely fight. At some point this had to be on the list. RIPperoni versus Endgame. What a fight. A huge upset. After losing to Gruff, the newcomers RIPperoni just went and slaughtered Endgame. It was kind of back and forth. We did see Endgame pushing back at some points, but it was mainly RIPperoni just upset Endgame, which is quite a feat. So yeah, this is just a great action-packed and surprising fight, and it was great. I'm saying this now, this is the best final ever. It was amazing. We saw action, we saw back and forth, we saw good control and driving by Jameson Go of Sawblaze. Just the hits, some huge, were really entertaining, but then we saw someone just slamming them against the wall, really grappling them around with that overhead spinner. It was just awesome and a great and fitting end to what was an amazing, amazing series. And this fight deserves to be on the list, and the best fight of the final, or the second best fight of the final, I think. And the final was great, so that really tells you how good this fight was. This is very memorable. More RIPperoni action, not their biggest fan, but seeing this was just amazing. It made me realise how good RIPperoni really were. At first I thought maybe beating Endgame was a one-off, then they beat Cobalt, and I was like, okay. Then they just annihilate over Black Dragon for the majority of this fight. But then, out of nowhere, after the big hits and the chaos they caused, Black Dragon just sort of came back into it, and it was amazing. This hit here, I love that hit. That's quite a big factor in this fight. But then after the hits sort of died down from RIPperoni, Black Dragon just pushed and shoved with no working weapon on fire at one point, and they just continued to just go for it, and they just showed how durable and reliable and sturdy and well built and well driven the robot is in Black Dragon. It's a shame they only made the top 16, because they could have gone a lot further, in my opinion, because they're just an absolute brick. They're a brick wall, and I'm surprised RIPperoni were doing well for so long against a robot like Black Dragon. You knew it was coming, an all-time classic in the form of Fusion versus Witch Doctor. Fusion, the robot spotlight here, is something which pulls through. Seeing Fusion work so well, especially against Witch Doctor, was amazing, despite them losing, and Witch Doctor coming back into it and controlled without a working weapon against Fusion, and Fusion didn't go on fire, which is quite impressive, isn't it? So this is just a wonderful joy to watch, and I find seeing the horizontal fusion smash into stuff really satisfying. It was a really fun matchup. I love this fight. The best fight of the final by far. This one really showed how persistent Minotaur is. After getting battered and bruised around by Jameson going to Sawblaze, yeah, they got that saw dug into them. They just came back into it, really, which is what Minotaur always does when they're losing at some point in the match. They really just powered on through and very determined and really show what that jump spinner can do to high-class robots like Sawblaze. Yes, they lost the fight, Minotaur, but they just showed what great comebacks they can pull off, and this fight is definitely one for the ages. You knew it was coming. Minotaur vs Cobalt is at number 1. Hits galore from Cobalt. Dave Malta I thought was the better driver in the beginning half. Just really a strong performance. But then out of nowhere, Minotaur just pushes back and gets hit after hit, and then wins the fight. It's the best comeback in BattleBots history, I'd say. And wow, I feel sorry for Cobalt. They had that one. What a battle. So, thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe to help us produce more content. Yada yada yada. And also remember, all the footage used in this video falls under fair use. So go away, copyright bots. Bye bye.